You're listening to the Frequency and Flow podcast with Brie Couric, episode number 15. In this episode, I will be sharing the energetic activations that you can leverage in your business this week. So let's dive in. Welcome to the Frequency and Flow weekly energetic business activation. In these short and sweet transmissions, I share the cosmic and energetic transits for the upcoming week and how they might impact your business. Then I will share how I personally plan to integrate these activations into my own business. And by the end of this transmission, you'll have guidance and some practical tips on how to expand, activate, and add more flow into your life and business each week by leveraging the cosmic frequencies at play. Make sure you subscribe to the Frequency and Flow podcast on your preferred platform so you can catch these activations plus other juicy content that I post each week. All right, let's dive in. All right, for the week of February 7th, 2022 to Sunday, February 13th, 2022, the theme of the week is intentional momentum. The big energy at play, the sun is in gate 49 this week, which is the gate of revolution, and it is all about changing the world from the inside out. And you doing that, being a revolutionary instead of just someone who reacts to the things that come with them. So someone who really sees the bigger picture. So after, thinking about gate 49 and where it falls into this annual cycle, after what was a really sticky January coming out of all of its retrogrades, and now we're into a lot of direct planetary, direct energy in terms of the planets, you might finally feel that the energy and momentum is almost like not just moving, but it's almost like pulling you forward. Like you almost feel that there's so much energy that's kind of pulling you into the next thing that you want to do. But just as much as you feel that momentum and the actions that you're taking towards your goals and your dreams and your desires, other people are also experiencing that same momentum and that same energetic pull forward. So as you look around you, there are people that are taking, as you're taking steps to catalyze your own momentum, other people are taking steps to catalyze their own momentum. And while equally on the other, it's like as people, you're taking actions that are, to move yourself forward, other people are taking those actions. And sometimes the other actions that people take will trigger you. So someone kind of taking an action on something might trigger you in some way, either emotionally or physically. And that could be in a good way. Like someone might come into your world that, is like it might be a divine meeting. On the other hand, that might be some sort of action taken that triggers you in an emotional way where you react or, are overcome with emotion and feeling about something that manifests or happens in your life. And it's not a matter of if you're going to be triggered during this time. Somehow it's because it's an active energy. There's actions happening, and those actions that you're taking, that others are taking, are going to trigger you into some action going forward. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you get triggered. And most importantly, it's about how you react to those triggers. If you get triggered, do you just automatically explode with anger or frustration, or do you just experience those triggers and stay focused on the bigger vision of what you're heading towards? This gate 49 is a very emotional gate. And therefore, it could potentially be a very emotionally challenging week as you deal with these triggers and try to not just react to them, but to rise above them and use them either as lessons or as things that guide you into the next steps into your own inspired actions. It's really not about avoiding being triggered at all. It's more about how you react to the triggers that happen and how you bring awareness into that trigger. So are you, just allowing that to rule your life, or are you seeing it as part of the greater picture? So how can you step back and think about when something comes up that triggers you in some way? Like, how can you step back and see that bigger picture and how that trigger either teaches you a useful lesson or pulls your energy away from your mission, vision, and purpose? It's how you process it. It's how you react to it and how you manage that energy that you put into that reaction so that you can then release it and just let it go and you can move forward, continuing to ride the momentum that you're feeling in this week. So for me personally, I've experienced this in a very real way this past week, even like leading into this week. Where for this podcast, I decided to start bringing on guest interviews, which are, like the mini coaching calls, so to speak. And this week was just full of them. It was something I thought about a couple weeks ago, and I spoke to some close friends that I'm in a mastermind with, and started having those interviews this week that are mini coaching sessions. And it has been so much fun, and I really feel passionate about how this is contributing to my own, not just my podcast and my marketing, but my own skills as a coach and as a leader and as someone who's really owning and embodying the information, both, in the frequency of human design and Gene Keys and the business flow that is the resulting action that comes from that. And at the same time, it's like but with all those things, I had a lot of, that momentum in terms of the podcast. I had lots of tech issues. I had, like I was literally in the middle of conversations thinking, oh, this conversation's just not flowing, and like rearranging the plan that I had for podcasts while I was like live mid interview. At this, on another aspect of my own business, I was balancing my existing clients whose workloads have definitely picked up because they're in launch mode, their businesses are expanding, they're getting a lot of momentum in their businesses. And so therefore, because their momentum's picking up, my momentum in serving them has picked up a bit too as I support them, but at the same time, on the flip side of that, like that's been wonderful for them, but that's taken away the time and energy that I can devote to my own business and my own growth. So, it's kind of like feeling that, that like you feel the momentum going and picking up. Like I feel it in my clients. I feel it in terms of how my own marketing and my own communications I felt that momentum picking up. But then there's also the little things that come up, like the tech issues, like not having the time that I thought to be able to execute on the things that I wanted to, that are triggering me and trying to pull me away from the bigger vision that is the momentum that I'm feeling growing in my own business. And then to cap it all off, of course, this week, actually on Sunday, like a week ago, my husband broke his wrist. So we had an unexpected surgery this week that I had to step in and help him because, he has a broken wrist. It's a surgery. So I've like been stepping into my own like nurse duties on top of all of this happening this week, or I should say not on top of, but underlying all of this positive momentum. I've had these things pop up that, took me away from work, from the time and the energy that I wanted to devote to my own business even more. And it's really about taking a step back, honoring what needs to be done in the moment, and continuing to see the bigger vision. Even if I didn't have the time this week that I wanted to devote to things, like where can I best use my energy and channel that energy to continue that positive momentum going forward that we're all experiencing. I'll be honest, the week started out really, really rough, but it has really helped for me to maintain the commitment to my vision and what I am creating in this business in 2022, in this quarter, in this week, this month, this quarter, and in 2022. So some other activations that you want to be mindful of this week is we are the channel of awareness, the 24 to 61 channel that connects your head to your ajna is still activated. So as the momentum kicks up this week, you might be receiving some great ideas and some inspiration about that newest up level and expansion that your business is experiencing or is about to experience. So just kind of stay aware if you get these great ideas that kind of come out of nowhere, maybe when you're on a walk or you're just kind of in meditation or something like that, you might get these great things that are kind of the starting point of inspiration or idea for where that momentum is going to be taking you. All right, so how am I activating and integrating this into my own business besides kind of reflecting on what's already happened to me that feels very aligned with this energy? Is just really riding the waves of this energy and momentum without getting caught up in the little things that are taking me off course. As I said, I had big plans for this past week that it just didn't didn't completely come to fruition. Of course, the momentum continued, but it just didn't quite, I just kind of had to deal with the punches, go with the flow as things happen, and just not letting it take me off course. Just because I didn't get to, I'm now recording podcasts on Saturday, which was not my initial intention because I like to take the weekend off. Just kind of rolling with it, being like, well, this is just 1 week. I just need to take some time away from my weekend to be able to do this. And, I'll get back on track eventually, and just not getting emotionally caught up in the triggers that take us off course. And if I do get off course, if I feel myself reacting to those triggers, like making sure to just recognizing it in the moment, bringing awareness to it, and then taking a step back so that I can see the bigger picture. If you're someone who's kind of hearing all of this chatter about, oh, everything's direct and there's going to be all this action, and you personally are still feeling like your energy is stagnant or your business is stagnant, I recommend creating some space for that energy to flow. So just kind of letting go of what you're hearing, like kind of blocking out, putting on blinders to the chatter that you're hearing about this, and just giving yourself room to process and release anything that you might be holding on to too tightly. Are there certain beliefs? Are there certain projects? Are there certain things that you're just trying to force and force and force, and they're just like it's just you're very stagnant right now? Maybe that just means, like it's not meant to be right now. There's something else that really is wanting to call your attention. So just try to release that expectation around the flow happening or that momentum happening in certain areas. Maybe you just need to widen your lens a little bit, and there might be other projects or things that need your attention instead and are calling that momentum forward. Another thing is just physically for yourself, like making sure that you just release things physically. Like maybe that means going on a walk or exercising and just kind of mentally letting go of things, especially with that head center activated. Most of the population does not have our head center activated. So like you might be feeling that pressure for inspiration, that pressure for ideas. Like if it's not naturally coming through, you might put pressure on yourself. And so just trying to just let that go as much as you can, and surrendering to your own timing and the projects that are being called forward in terms of energy and momentum now. All right, so if you're looking for more guidance as you integrate your own human design blueprint into your business, you can start with the free and low-cost resources that I have, including the masterclass, Use New Paradigm Entrepreneurship Using Human Design. And you can find the link below in the video description. If you want to dive a little bit deeper into your own energetic blueprint and working with me, I'm actually launching a program specifically about how to create an unmistakable brand strategy that glows from the inside out, by amplifying your own inner magic. And it's called Radiant, and it will help you systematically capture that beautiful heart and soul of your brand, your frequency, so that you can implement it to create your own unique, comprehensive, and multi-sensory soulpreneur brand. Like I said, the program's called Radiant, and you can get first access and exclusive promotions by getting on the waitlist, and the link is below in the episode description. All right, if you learned something new or resonated with what I said, like you're feeling this energy this week, I would love to meet you. Share your favorite part of the episode on Instagram stories and tag me at Brie Couric, or send a DM to say hello and share what you learned or what resonated with you most. I can't wait to hear from you. All right, in our next episode, I'll be talking all about what is at the heart of an unmistakable brand, and I'll see you there.